Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Joe. This is the blown capacitor. And you might notice something different about the Sony TC110A. Now this is Dr. Gonzo's tape recorder. I've done a couple of different videos on it. And in my first video, I'd went through and I'd shown all of the different accessories that I had with this. I was lucky enough to find the machine with some, but not all of the accessories. I'm missing the original microphone that came with it, as well as the protective case. Which I thought I had almost all the accessories, but I didn't realize. I made a bit of a discovery today that I do have all the accessories, and very excited about it because you can't see through here, but there's about 4 different things in here that came with this originally. And if you remember from my first video on this, I did not have this as well as the microphone. Is the microphone in there? We don't know. And this being the cover for the old tape recorder. I did have this Sony low noise tape, which I'm guaranteeing you came with this device. Now, going back to the device, I think I found this at an estate sale or a garage sale. But I have no recollection of actually having the cover for it or this case. And there's 2 other things that I think are really, really cool, and I want to show you. Those are kind of off camera, so you don't see them. But so what I'm going to do is run through the accessories and then take you guys down kind of a trip down memory lane. I kind of found some media that's going to kind of, be a time machine for us. But before we get into all that, oh yeah, this is the stand for the microphone. I also found a couple of tapes. Now this, well, we'll show you the opened one. Now this is a Memorex 60, and I'm imagining this is one of the very, very first of the Memorex 60s. Around my era, there was I think it was the MDX, I could be wrong, but the Memorex 60 was very iconic looking. Show a picture of it. And this might be one of the first, which I would imagine, because I couldn't really find anything on this style of tape. I'm imagining that this is from around the time that this was made, which was 1971, early 70s. But I've only seen one of these one time before, and I forgot I had even had these. It's pretty cool. See, it opens up like that. And one thing I can tell you is that I feel like this has not been used at all, seeing as it has those little tabs in there that say take out, and it's at the beginning of side 1. So I would imagine that this has not been used at all. But again, I don't know. I think I like this style of the case which holds it better than one of these, the ones that eventually caught on. I can see why these caught on, because it takes a lot less material to make one of those, i.e. cheaper. So but man, that's just so nice. I like that. But what else I had this is a completely sealed. This has never been opened, and I don't think I'm going to open it. And there's a little bit of remnants of a sticker on there from it, but Memorex Consumer Products Division, Santa Clara, California. There's like, I don't know what that green stuff was on there, but put it down in the comments if you know what that green stuff was, but it wasn't. But anyway, so yeah, I thought that was really, really cool. It's really cool to have one of these, especially one, that's completely sealed. But yeah, that is very cool. So now maybe we'll go ahead and take this off. Now this is obviously the case that came with it that I didn't think I had, but turns out I do. So obviously just slides onto there. And it's looking a little bit better now, but when I first found it earlier today, it was kind of like all smushed and deformed. So I had it hanging out, I had this hanging out in this to kind of get its shape back. I don't know what I can do. It doesn't seem to be real leather, but I don't know if there's any tricks or tips out there you guys got to kind of bring this back and make it more malleable, I guess. Leave it down in the comments. Now I guess we'll start with opening this. And this was one of the, the coolest things, I think. Wow. Now, this could either go two ways. This could have possibly never been used, or the owner before me actually took really good care of it. But it just seems to me like I don't think they ever used it. This thing is like beautiful and perfect. But yep, this is the microphone. This is the original microphone that came with it. F26F cardioid dynamic mic, low impedance, Sony Corporation of J.A. Pan. We'll be hanging on to all this. So yeah, those were the two things I thought I didn't have. But I do have the rest of the accessories. I just couldn't find them. But for the sake of the video, I figured I would just go ahead and, you know, grab the main things. But I will show you a picture now. I have everything. So, so now the second thing that comes out of there is the remote. And I would imagine it's just kind of that plays it. You hit that and it kind of pauses it. And then plays and pause, you know, on from there. Yep, got the proprietary cable, which is just the regular 3.5. And I also noticed that even the little wire strap things say Sony on them. So that's so cool. This little thing, which I'm not sure if I showed this last time, I'm pretty sure it just kind of would occupy one of these whenever the other ones weren't used to maybe further prevent, you know, water getting in there or something like that, dust. It might serve another purpose, or it might be functional. I don't know. If you know, let me know down in the comments, because I'm not sure. And then the last thing out of the little pouch here, which the pouch itself is Sony. It says it's, oh yeah, there it says Japan there. But I have seen pictures online and, oops, excuse me. But I have seen pictures online, and this is the proper bag that held everything and came with the TC110A. But the last thing out of the bag is something that I didn't even know, and I never even realized that they had, but it's the little Sony earbud. Just the single earpiece, I believe it's called. But I don't know whose ear that's been in, but it's kind of gross. So that's really, really cool. I definitely feel like this hasn't been used. I can't really, you know, confirm or deny that the mic hasn't been used. It could have been used once or twice along with the remote, even though they're in very good condition. I'm imagining that this has not been used. It seems like this little tie on it is original. All right, so now we get into kind of the good stuff. Like I had mentioned before, and like I had shown, I had the box to this cassette and didn't think I had the cassette. Well, no, I did have the cassette. I found it. And this is very cool. Like I had mentioned, I'm pretty sure Hunter S. Thompson preferred these tapes when he was doing his dictations. And if you notice, it says auto censor on it. And that means it auto senses when it reaches the end of the tape. And how they achieved that was, if you look, there's a little section of metallic tape at the end. So, you know, when it reads, when it goes past the head, that kind of indicates that, you know, it's reached the end and therefore tells it to stop. But, so, yeah, we're going to come back to this and see what's on it. There is stuff on it, I'm not even going to lie. But, man, talk about a trip back in time. And we'll go ahead and speculate as to where the audio from this came from. But, yeah, stick around or fast forward, whatever, and check that out. But you're going to want to check it out. It's going to be cool. And then we'll go ahead and go to something that I think is really cool and kind of makes a lot of sense and answers some questions for me. And This is a nickel cadmium battery pack. And so I don't know if you remember from the second video on this, but I had mentioned that there was a weird DC 6 volt as well as the alternating current inputs from your mains leads, from your mains power. And I was wondering, what is that 6 volt? Well, I would imagine there's a charging circuit in here for this. And I've kind of looked at this, and again, I can't really say for sure, if it's never been opened or if it's never been used, but I think it's kind of maybe a good possibility. So yeah, I haven't taken it open any further than this, but it's still wrapped up. Now, this could be two things. Like I said, the owner before me actually took care of his things, and I don't know where it is. Wow. So I don't know if he just took care of his things and put them back in the plastic and all that, or if looks like there's some corrosion in there, or if he actually never used this. Well, maybe that wasn't corrosion. I don't know. I should test the voltage on this, which multimeter broke, so I can't test it right now. But yeah, I definitely think that that's what those extra pins is for, to actually, charge this. And wow, yeah, it's really cool. Oh wow, this seems like it wants to come off or open up. You can see the batteries in there. Huh. Yeah, I think the glue has separated. Let me try to get some more light. Yeah, I feel like the glue is separated, and that's what those chunks were that I saw there. Huh. Maybe I can glue that back down somehow. Yeah, weird. But yeah, there's the contacts. And yeah, very, very weird, but very cool. Should I try to charge this? Nah. I don't know. I think it's cool just kind of as a collector's piece. All right. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to kind of maybe hang on to this and not try to charge it. Just keep it, as a kind of souvenir. But man, I just thought this was so cool. I literally have the complete set, everything that came with it. I can't find the whole set as of right now on eBay. And the only thing I could find was a picture of what looked like the whole set. I don't have the original box it came in, but that's whatever. So now I took this tape, and I would imagine that this came with this set, and it was the only tape. And, trying to find out where this thing came from, its history and stuff like that. And I figured, well, let's see if there's any dictations on here or music or anything. And as we can hear, now it takes a second for the music to come on, but I'm going to stop before it starts. Now, I could hear a little bit of music bleed through in the background, which means this may have been recorded on over and over, but check out what's actually on it.
Well, there's a coolie named Machule, runs a rickety rickshaw king.
Alright, so obviously can't play too much of that, but that is a rickety rickshaw, and that is actually off of a 78 from 1946. And so now you can't help but wonder, where did that come from? Where did that recording come from? You would imagine that it was, some old guy or woman who had recorded it off of their 78 collections, wanting to move everything to tape. In the early 70s when this was made. That's what you would imagine, or that's what I would imagine. But when I played it, I even played it on the other one, on the stereo, and so I could get a better sound quality out of it. And I never heard any surface noise, any pops or clicks, or any needle drop. So it kind of makes me wonder where this was recorded from. Now, I guess he could have just had a really clean 78 at the time. Doubtful. But yeah, just kind of really cool. And I kind of want to go through and play some more of this and see what else is on it. See if it's just like hits from the, mid 40s or whatever. Well, actually, let's see what's on the other side. Because I don't know that there's anything on the other side. Yeah, I really, really think that the other side is not recorded on. Which, if that's the case, the last thing I want to do here is I want to test out this microphone. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and plug this in and try to get some dictations out of there. And maybe play some music or something. And just see how it plays back. Because, I don't know, it seems like a really nice little microphone. Okay, so I have listened to a lot of side B. And it is completely blank. I haven't listened to any more of side A. I'll get back to you on that. But we made it all the way to the end. And there is our shiny part of our tape letting us know that we were at the end. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to record onto this tape. I was going to record onto the old Memorex. But I think I'm going to save that and do some real recording of audio on there. But I think for the sake of what it is, I'm going to go ahead and record on the Sony tape with the Sony TC110, and I'm going to talk through the F26F Sony microphone. So yeah, just to get kind of the whole experience. And as you can see, the little notches, the protect notches are in, so we will be able to record anything we want. Oh man, I'm going to have to take this out, but I definitely want to save these. Oh, and it like hugs on to, that's cool, so you can't lose it. Sony, that's so cool. All right. Probably should take that off, it'll sound a lot better. It has a dual plug, and the remote is actually smaller than a 3.5 millimeter. So this goes into both of them, and what I'm imagining that does is, as soon as you hit on, it's going to be like hitting the remote to play. So you can have this set in the record, kind of state, and it should not do anything. Maybe we shall test that. So here we go, record and play at the same time. This is off. It's not doing anything. Okay, cool. So let's flip the switch, and there it goes. Alrighty, this is Joe. You are watching the Blown Capacitor, and I am talking onto a Sony F26F cardioid dynamic mic. And I don't know, this could be the first time that this has ever reproduced any sound, and it is transferring it and turning it into ferromagnetic little particles onto the tape, of which we will then rewind the tape and listen back to. So hopefully it sounds good. I don't know. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Probably won't, but that's fine. So I digress. Let us replay and listen to what it sounds like. That is cool. That's really cool. So, all right. Since this is plugged in, pretty much it's like having the remote saying don't, cool. Okay, makes sense. Everything's working. There it goes. Alrighty, this is Joe. You are watching the Blown Capacitor. And I am talking onto a Sony F26F cardioid dynamic mic. And I don't know, this could be the first time that this has ever reproduced any sound. And it is transferring it and turning it into ferromagnetic little particles onto the tape, of which we will then rewind the tape and listen back to. So hopefully it sounds good. I don't know. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Probably won't, but that's fine. So I digress. Let us replay and listen to what it sounds like. Totally painless. Alright, man, this thing is so cool. So, I guess the last thing we'll do is, I wonder how this works. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so, plugged in the remote, have the play button pressed. It's not doing anything. And, let's see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Little side note, I went through the rest of the songs on side A, and they were mostly just hits from the late 40s and early 50s. So I might think that my earlier suspicions are correct. But in any event, thank you very much for watching. Have a good one, and we'll see you later. Wow, that guy can like ramble around in circles and get nowhere. But yeah, that's it for this one.